Hello, Elite Marketing Pro. It's great being with you today. I'm coming live to you from sunny Orlando. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Marinda Bandat, all the way from South Africa, and I'm here for training for the week. So super stoked to be with you guys. This is your daily dose of awesome, 15 minutes of education, inspiration, and motivation. So I want to kick it right off by asking, how many of you would actually like to know and learn from a multi-millionaire that earns in excess of 100 million US? If you could spend lunch with her and spend time with her and get some insights to move your business forward, how many of us would actually jump at the opportunity to ask a few questions? So that's what I want to share with you today. In March, I had the privilege of spending time with a multi-millionaire without even realizing it. And literally over lunch, as we started talking, I put two and two together that she was actually the lady that Fernie spoke about. And boy, did that lunch go to the side of the table very quickly, because I started asking her some questions. So I want to share some insights, 10 things that she shared with me that she applied and what helped her on her journey to break 100 million US that year. So I want to share that little tidbit with you. So number one, the first thing she shared with me was words have power. And very often you and I know that words have power, and we will say, yeah, it is the way it is. But I want to submit to you, how many times do you still hear people say, oh, I'm so stupid, or, well, I can just never get things done, or I'm just a procrastinator, this is just not for me. Or how many times have you heard people saying, this stuff just never works for me? Well, I want to submit to you to say, the fact that it doesn't work shows you that words have power, because you've repeatedly said that it wouldn't work. You repeatedly said that it doesn't work out for you, or that you always lack something. And hence it is showing up in your life. So step number one, words of power. Be careful what you talk about and what comes out of your mouth. Number two, association. This is a very interesting one, because those of you who have kids, we know this to be a very, very true fact. And that is, we are very careful how and who we spend time with and who we let spend time with our kids. So we want our kids to spend time with the right people. Now, very often, we don't even have the same discipline to make sure who we spend time with. So my question is just, if it's important for your kids to spend time with the right kids at school in order not to be influenced badly or to do wrong things, how critically important is it for you and I to also spend time with the right people? And I've heard many a time where people say your income is directly linked to the 5 people you hang out the most with and what you read. So again, I want to ask you, who are you hanging out with? What are you currently reading? Because that has a vital influence in your success. Step number 3 is curiosity. And when Beverly shared this with me, it was an interesting thing. And since March, when Beverly said to me, Marinda, always be curious, I have heard Fernie say this many times. Be curious, ask questions. Whether you're a coach in this community or not, I've had the privilege of being a coach now for the last 12 months with Elite Marketing Pro. Loving it. But Fernie constantly reminds us, be curious. So what did Bev mean by that? So in order for you and I to really get into someone else's world, it means that we have to step out of our own world. So I cannot be concerned about what is in it for me, what is it that I want out of this. I have to get into the client's world to see what is in it for them. What are some of the fears, the doubts, the confusion that person has? And if you become curious and asking questions and get good at asking questions, whether it is your prospect, whether it is a consumer you want to get into your business and you want to do business potentially with, once you get into their world and start serving them and answering their questions, that's when magic happens. So your income is directly proportionate to that. So number 4, I've made some notes here, is what are you and I currently reading? So very often we use the analogy, and we've heard the analogy, leaders are readers, and it sort of just flows, over us. We don't really pay close attention. So currently what I'm reading is Cashvertising from a gentleman by the name of Drew Whitman. And that's part of the training that I'm here for in Orlando at the moment. And Blair suggested that we read this book, and I'm busy with it at the moment. Riveting stuff. But also 2 other books that I constantly revisit is Little Voice Mastery by Blair Singer, because there's always little voices in my head talking to me. And it's a red dog and it's a white dog, and it depends on which one I feed, because that's the result I will get. So what are you reading? The other one I revisit very often is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So it just reminds me to stay diligent at the small little daily deliberate actions that are very often so boring, but those are the basics that we have to master in order to become from good to great to extraordinary. So number 5 is hard work. So that should be no surprise, and that's what Beverly shared with me. She said, Marinda, I work my backside off for the last couple of years to enjoy what I currently have. And I want to submit to you, if you are keeping an eye on your watch to say, I'm going to work an hour, that might not be enough if you want to learn a brand new skill set and you really want to go from good to great to extraordinary. I want to submit to you to say, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes. If it means I have to put in out of balance hours right now to have out of balance time and financial options in a year from now, what would that be worth to you? What might that change for you if you now have that little bit of out of balance time in order to set up what it is you want to set up 12 months from now? So point number 6 is coaching. Is that a surprise? I don't think it should be a surprise, because coaching offers you the filler of the gap between where you are right now to where you want to be 12 to 24 months from now. So can you do it by yourself? Yes, you can. But I can also get a nail into a wall without a hammer, and I can use my hand. It might be bloody, it might be sore, it might be painful, but it could be done. The question is just, why would I want to do it the hard and the difficult way if there is an easier way to do it? So it's way easier to use the right tools. So coaching and a coach is definitely one of the critical tools that you can use in building any of your businesses that you want to build online. So the coach will just bridge that gap from where you currently are at to where it is you want to go. So number 7 is clarity. So clarity is a very interesting thing, and that is, with clarity comes a sense of urgency. Without a sense of urgency, you and I will never taste momentum in our businesses, and also it will feel like you're treading in peanut butter because there's just too much clutter. And clarity just simplifies the whole process, and it gives you a step-by-step process of what is the next step. And that's what I love about our 12-month coaching and training mentorship program called VIP. It gives you a step-by-step program of where you currently are at to where you want to be 12 months from now, having the business that you want to build online, and having the resources and having the tools and having the financial time and freedom. So clarity is definitely a vital ingredient in this mix. So number 8 is humility. So that I found interesting, that someone who is a multi-millionaire rated this as one of the top things for her success. And she said to me, Marinda, never ever forget where you're coming from. Always remember where you come from, because you can always help someone, you can always reach out to someone, you can always uplift someone, always going the extra mile, because that humility will serve you well long term. So I made a little note, and that's something that I strive for every single day, whether it is in our community, outside our professional lives, in my personal life, with my kids, with friends. How can you make one small little difference in someone's life that could make it easier for them, that you can lift them up, that you can just motivate them, that you can just serve them? So humility was number 8. So number 9 was dealing with adversity. Boy, is that an interesting one, and that alone can keep you and I busy for the next 20 to 25 minutes, because I want to share with you that adversity will come, my friends. If it's not there right now, it will come, and you will be tested. So you will have the opportunity. You're either going to bounce back or you're going to break, but there's no in between. It's either you have the guts and you've got the big kahunas to come back and say, hey, you know what? I don't care what other people are saying to me right now. I've got a vision, I've got clarity, I know exactly where it is I want to go. And either I align myself with people that support that, and I'm not going to hang out with people right now who's not supportive of that. And that's a decision that I had to make 15 months ago. And boy, am I so grateful today that I had the guts to just stand up and say, you know what, I have to do what serves me and my family. And that's something that Woodheim said to me in March, literally this close to my face. And he said to me, Marinda, is it serving you? So if the answer is no, it's not serving you, why keep doing it? So dealing with adversity, make sure you know what it is you want, because when the tough times come, and boy, they will come, you will be tested. And if you are clear on what it is you want, it is very easy to go through those adversities. If, however, you are not clear about those, it will be challenging and you might be deterred from where it is you want to go. And I pray for you that you have a strong want and a desire to make a difference in other people's lives and in your family's life, that you will stay the course and that you will focus on what it is you want to do in the next 10 to 12 months. So number 10 is significance. So for me, always in my medical practice that I had, for me, I wanted 3 things that my businesses should give me: time, money, and significance. Now, as a medical practitioner, I was a biokineticist by formal training. I had 7 practices. My practices could give me 2. It could give me good income and it could give me significance, but it could never give me time, because with 7 practices, it just meant that I was working longer and longer and longer hours. So there was always one missing out of what I wanted for my life and for my family. What I find in this community, what I find through the training and the teaching by Tim, Matt, and Fernie and their team, was that it gave me the opportunity to set up an online business that pays me, whether I am in South Africa, whether I am in Orlando at the moment, whether I'm flying back next week. It gives you the true freedom to create a lifestyle, the income, and you can be significant because you are pouring back into others and serving others. So I hope this has made sense. So I'm quickly going to give you the 10 points again that Beverly shared with me that day over lunch. And boy, was it an impactful day for me, spending time with Bev, literally 4 or 5 hours, because we were 2 singles there when most of the people were couples, and I was pushing her under the one of the waterfalls taking photos. Little did I know who she actually was until I sat down and had lunch with her. And she has impacted my life. She has impacted the way I look at my online business today, and that has made such a big difference to how I view things. And I hope that these 10 points will help you as you embark on this journey, or as you carry on to build your business online and through this community, that you will make a couple of tweaks and changes, and that 12 months from now we'll listen and see your testimonial in this community that it had made a difference for you. So here's the 10 points again: words of power, association, curiosity, what are you reading, hard work, coaching, clarity, humility, dealing with adversity, and the last one is significance. Go be big and be awesome. Make a difference in someone's life today. It was great hanging out with you guys, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.